Hi, friends. This is Sherin Paulos, an auditor by profession, a Christian, a family man, and someone who loves deep conversation over a good cup of Indian chai. And I officially welcome you to the Salt and Light podcast. Now, if you're wondering, wait, a podcast by an accountant? Stranger things have happened. I want to assure you that this is not about spreadsheets, accounts, or tax. This is about far more interesting and important things: culture, politics, identity, and faith. A bit about me. I was born and brought up in India in a Christian faith. Faith was all around us. It was not something we just talked about, but the whole worldwide was shaped around it. But I always had questions about faith, about truth, about reasons, and especially about how the Christian faith applied to the wider public life. 5 years back, when I moved to the UK, I realized that I was in a country and a world view where faith wasn't assumed. It was almost irrelevant, or at most was only talked in private. And I began to wrestle with some big and deep questions. How do we share faith in a culture where it is almost irrelevant? How the Christian faith can shape the public and political life? How someone who is a Christian can authentically be living in a culture which is so much against the Christian faith? But these questions just wasn't stayed in my head. I ended up having conversation with colleagues, with friends, and even at work. And as I was having these conversations, I realized that these just need not to stay in my mind. This needs to come out. We need more people to talk about it. And that's what led to the Salt and Light podcast. The simple idea of this podcast is that the Christian faith need not to be boxed up on a Sunday morning at church. It's need to be discussed and lived out in public life. So, in the podcast, I will sit down with people who are living their faith out: pastors, evangelists, authors, academics, students, artists, people from all walk of life. Together, we will explore themes like Christianity and culture, Christianity and other religions, living out the faith in public life, questions about identity, calling, and some old fashioned testimonies of how Christianity has changed people's life. And of course, we will have rapid fire round. What's the point of a podcast if we can't ask someone their best Bible verse to their worst embarrassing moment at church? We plan to release an episode each fortnightly, and I promise it to be thoughtful, engaging, and something will stir your mind. This podcast is for everyday Christians, seekers who want to live out their faith in an authentic way in the public life. Also, don't just be a silent viewer. Please like, share, and comment on the episodes. Please share your views and engage with us. Thanks for being here. I genuinely mean that. See you in episode 1. Bye bye.